Guys, we're doing another nostalgia video where we look at something we've previously looked at. This is the NECA Ultimate Gypsy Danger. Now, mine is a very, very heavily busted version. It's also a painted version, so do bear with me. Things like that gonna be something you're just gonna have to get used to. Now, I've got the two plasma cannons on because this is how it comes packaged. Two of the plasma cannons. I want to do a quick note. Most of this guy has been repainted. The only thing I've not painted are the inner mechanical parts, such as the gunmetal parts, and the obviously not the reactor. That's for a reason. And these light blue parts. All these stripes here. Everything else has been pretty much repainted, even these, because these were discoloured. Added a few more details in gold. Added some caution there. I'm gonna kind of do another video of where I customize this bad boy, because I do want to kind of touch up on it. But yeah, it is a pretty good figure, except for my hideous breakage. Also, it did say 34 on there, which was incorrect. It's supposed to say only on this shoulder, so I changed that to a 5. So the reds and even the whites are repainted because they just weren't in line properly. I don't need to go over that. And then I put a black wash over the whole thing, which was Games Workshop Null Oil. If you know me by now, you know I like to use those paints. So you get these two plasma cans, which do detach. And this is where it leads to our first QC issue. The elbow joints. These things break very easily. If I lift this one up, you can clearly see it's been glued onto the actual peg, so the peg actually rotates with the elbow joint. Did it on both of them. Probably see a bit of glue there, the dried glue that's shining. This shoulder piece is broken there, the peg, the double ball peg, so I had to put a pin in it and glue it back. It does, if you lift it up and then kind of wedged shoulder pad there, it will keep its position. Also, this one likes to then flop around as well, so if you do this with both of them, they should keep their position like that. I may put some glue in there and kind of move it around and stiffen it. But as it is, they're both, I mean, this one's now tight. They're both really loose, so I do need to work on that. They're still posed though. They're still posed. It's just going up and down that's loose, and they'll, you know. So the elbow joints break. As for accessories, we'll just pop this guy to the side. You get two plasma cannons, and I'm doing it with my curtains drawn because this figure has a feature which I've just repaired today, and I'll show you so as you can see. These are the plasma cannons. And the ball joints are very tight, so I've had to grind a bit of it away with my knife. And you do get two of them. You get these from both the Anchorage Attack and the Final Battle version of Gypsy Danger. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I've not got the other releases. This is the only Gypsy Danger I've got. You then get two forearms. Where's the other forearm gone? There it is. Obviously, these are necessary. These come from the Hong Kong Brawl Gypsy Danger. Then you get two closed fists, which can come with various Gypsy Dangers. I did put this red blotch on it as a reference, which it does have in the movie. It's kind of like a skull and crossbone thing, but obviously since it's small, couldn't do it. So you get two closed fists. You get two open hands, which I had two of the same hand, so what I did is I cut the thumb off and put it on the other way around, and I got this hand. So you can sort of see there where I cut it off. And these both came with the Hong Kong Brawl Gypsy Danger. So we'll take one, you just insert these. They're pretty easy to remove actually now, because I've done it so much. And we'll put a, hold on. Sorry, my fingers are really stiff. And we'll take a closed fist and we'll pop it in the other. Fists are a little bit tougher to insert, at least this arm is. And then these just attach on by the ball pegs on the elbow joints. So there's kind of the completed robot silhouette. Looks pretty good. You then get a chain sword, but you don't get one. You get two, so I think it's really cool. And they insert, if I just remove the hand here, you can sort of see that little gap there just above the peg, and this just kind of marries up with it. Obviously, you know, I just pulled out the hand out just to show you, but it is actually better inserting the hand first, because otherwise you may risk bending this up with the rest of your hand. So bend that down, and this kind of, yeah, you sort of say jump forward a bit there, and they are a little bit rubbery, so you know they kind of do get warped out of place easily. So as Jobby the Hong did in his review, you sort of you can get it posed with the two chainsaws. Pretty cool, but I really don't get the physics between this long thing going into there. But it is sci-fi, so I mean they do it with aliens as well. They had like a 99 round clip the size of a Thompson drum, so yeah, they had like a 99 round magazine that was only the size of a Thompson 20 round clip, so they do some weird things. And then Doctor Who does it as well. And then you get also the reason I did the closed fist on this side and the hand here is because you can recreate that scene in the movie. Obviously this guy is pretty posable. It would have been better if this hand was on a hinge, so you could proper do that, but obviously you can't, but it don't matter. And then you get the last accessory, which I'm gonna switched over the closed hand, the open hand, sorry for this, is you get this bad boy, which has a little notch in it, which goes into there. Come on. And you can kind of eject the fire from it. Now I'm going to cut here and turn the flash off because there's one more thing to show you, which is pretty cool. Back in a sec. Here we go. I got it out. Now you're probably wondering this little silver bit here. This is the part I had to replace. If I just flip this back. Yeah, that's really damn cool. It is a lot brighter in camera, but in person it's actually really bright, but it's also clear enough so that you can, it's not like it is on camera, so you can actually see the LED pattern of the arc reactor whilst it's, you know, doing so. So you see that, only you see it lit up, not like this. Obviously plugging this through is pretty cool, but it does dim the light a bit. It does look better on camera, I will admit. It does look a lot better on camera like that. It is a pretty cool feature. Obviously this is something I had to repair because at one point I tried pulling mine apart, see if I can fix the waist joint, because the waist joint is on a ball peg that's connected to one side, to the back part of the torso. It popped out, so I tried to pull these two apart, and by doing so I shredded all the wires apart, so I had to put a new switch in there, new LED. The only real component that remains from the actual batteries is the parts that the batteries connect to, and their little tabs on the side that the wires are soldered onto. Yeah, I had to use a soldering iron for this. Surprisingly, it went very well, despite being incredibly fiddly. So let's just remove this and bask in its glory. It's amazing, isn't it? It really is. And it glows up there as well, which is inadvertent, and kind of up there in the neck, so that's a bit weird. But still, flick switch, and it's pretty good. Much better than the original, I think. So yeah, let me just get the flash on, as you can see, and it actually still works without the flash. So there was really no point in me turning it off. And I must say, this looks amazing. If I could connect this up to mains, I'd just leave this bloody thing on. I'd just leave it on. Keep in mind it would probably drain my energy bill like mad. So yeah. Okay, so articulation. This is fantastic in the lower portion. The upper portion is good, but could have done with a bit more. So the head is on a ball joint. Now I've modded mine so that it goes up more. It'll go down a bit more. It'll rotate really damn tight. Really tight. And then it will tilt a little bit. Shoulders are on a double ball peg, so there's a ball in there and there's a ball in there. It's a barbell, so you can bring it all the way forward like a butterfly joint. So you do get a bit of butterfly motion, and you can flex it back. So that's pretty cool. It does go out. It's about as far out as it'll go. Again, mine's modded, so as you can see, grooves that are able to work. So without those, it'll probably go out about this far, something like that. Obviously, it can rotate. They can run like someone's stole his wallet. Not that anyone would roll like that. Not that this guy would have a wallet. There's a cut joint in the bicep, which the original Gypsy Danger model did not have. The first release of Gypsy Danger ever did not have the bicep cut joint. There's a elbow hinge along with a ball joint, which wiggles, so you can combine those together and kind of get a 90-degree bend. And when the plasma can's on, it actually works for getting a 90-degree bend. So it's a bit like a double joint, only one joint bends 45. The other joint barely bends, and the other joint bends 90. So you don't. It's a double jointed elbow, but it doesn't work quite the way we're used to. It's weird. It also rotates there because, you know, in case you're paying attention, it's a ball peg. And then the wrists are on ball pegs, but they mainly, you know, rotate. They've got a bit of play to them. Torso is modded a tad, so it will go back that much. It'll go forward more than usual. I do like my torso joints to go quite far forward, so it will tilt and it'll rotate. Legs are the same construction as striker Eureka's now, so they go forward about that far, but they have a hinge outward, and then you can get them. Yeah, this is what I meant by really good posability on the legs, because the legs can do this weird stuff. You can also get it pretty far back. Upper thigh rotation, which also has detailing. A double jointed knee, which works pretty well. It is a little bit loose here because you basically have these two pieces and pegs that go into each other. This one's nice and tight, but this one's a little bit loose for some reason. So you could, I don't know, you can, and then you have a barbell joint just like the shoulders, but you have one in the foot. So if I just pop the foot off here, you can sort of see it's a double ball, and it should go back in piss easy. Give me a sec. Come on, get in there, you. There we go. If you heard that pop, that means it's in. So it will rotate. You get. Oh. That wasn't supposed to happen. That was a bit of a fail. There we go. I'll do it with this foot. You get some pretty good pivot, I'd say. That's decent pivot. It's okay. You get a backward motion, which goes about that far. That's actually a lot better than most ball pegs. Most ball pegs can't even do that unless you mod them. You get it going pretty far up. Fail. Right, so this foot, if you shift it forward and move it, you do get it going up a little bit. It does, yeah, this one does it a little bit more. But then the best part, you get a ridiculous toe hinge. What is that? What is he? A transformer now? You know, transforming. But what's cool is, with this toe hinge, you can practically get him in a pose like that. You can really arch this guy down and really make him a lot smaller in his presence, and then suddenly he rises up and he's massive. Seeing that Gypsy Danger is an enormous robot, let's go to size and scaling. But first, this is a 7 to 8 inch figure. Right, now we're going to compare it to my two other Jaegers. One's an ultimate, one's buggered a bit. And then we'll compare it to a Kaiju, but it's not a Pacific Rim Kaiju. Don't really have the money for those. But yeah, you'll know who it is. Let's get on to it. Here is Gypsy Danger with Ultimate Strike Eureka. Here is Gypsy Danger with my buggered Tacit Ronin, which despite being buggered, the arm still works, but one of the foot ball pegs is buggered. For special scaling, which sadly does not work, and what this figure needs to be a bit bigger, but still it works. We call him Godzilla. I really want to get Thanks for doing Junk Gypsy. I want to get the Shin Godzilla. As you can see at the scale, I don't really like this very much. It's okay, but at least Gypsy can, you know, do that. Which I suppose is kind of cool. And then Strike Eureka. Just can do the same thing, because Strike Eureka is even bigger than that. So, it's like they're all buddies. These are the only Pacific Rim figures I have, along with... Basically, these are the only Legendary Pictures figures I have. Because Legendary Pictures, in case you didn't know, they did a Godzilla, hence his nickname being Legendary Goji. And they also did the Pacific Rim thing. So that's where this all comes into play. And these 4 figures, even though we're reviewing Gypsy Danger, these 4 figures are actually really good. He's really good. His waist, which fortunately is not broken, it's very stiff, so hair dry, and his shoulders are stiff. In fact, the shoulder's busted as well, but I fixed it. Strike Eureka is fantastic. However, his bomb accessory has those little fins on it, which are very, very brittle, and one broke. He also has a missile thing, which is amazing. And in Godzilla, well, it is Godzilla. He's pretty much awesome. He's brilliant. So yeah, if I ever get more Pacific Rim figures, I may do a stop motion basically Pacific Rim, but with Gojira in it. You know, I'm tempted to do that. Might review this guy later, actually. But still, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Custom figure of Ballora is going to be a while yet, because I've got to acquire the parts when I go back to college, and I've got to collect... Basically, I've got to get everything. And while I'm back home in Chorley, there are no nearby stores where I can get my things. And ordering online isn't very simple. So, yeah, basically, it'll be in a few weeks to a few months' time. But I will get it done. I promise you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.